You know, what's interesting about the two of them is obviously Nick Chubb's been hurt recently. So in our breakdown, he doesn't really show up. So you watch Kareem Hunt and you see how good he is. And as you're watching, you're like, God, how good is the Nick Chubb kid? And they're both just very physical, downhill backs. They have good vision, speed. They run hungry. You know, that's what you like about them. They run hungry. They're always falling forward. So it's going to be a challenge for our defense, but a challenge, obviously, that we'll accept. You know, in 2 of our last 3 games, 3 of our last 4, really, we've played pretty decent run defense, and hopefully we continue that going into this game.
I think the most extended playing time yet for John Grenard. And what do you see from him? What did you think were some of your takeaways from his, I guess, his most biggest debut?
Yeah. There was always good and bad. There was good and bad, like there always was with every rookie. But John is a ball guy. He loves the sport. He's passionate about it. He puts in the work. So that experience is going to be good for him. And he's only going to grow and improve as he continues to get more reps. But we're confident in him. And, you know, and what he did was it was a normal rookie game. But you saw flashes of his potential and what he can be.
Mark Berman.
Anthony, you touched on their running attack, given they're 5th in the league, rushing the ball, and you know where you are in stopping it. What are some keys, do you think, to keeping that from them controlling the ball and the clock?
Well, you know, they're committed to running the football. They're 4th, I believe, in the league in attempts. So I think the biggest thing you got to try to do is not to give up the X-play run. Very few offensive coordinators are committed to getting 3 and 4 yards at a time. And we got to try to limit them to hopefully less than that, but definitely not more than that. Because if you're getting those chunk play runs, then they're going to keep at it. So I just think you got to continue to contain them. If they want to matriculate it, and again, be patient and continue to try to chunk, you know, just get little chunks at a time, then God bless them. But most of the coordinators in this league, I haven't seen anyone that's been able to do that. So we just got to set the edge, build the wall, very similar to what we did in Jacksonville. I know they ended up with 115. The quarterback got 13 at the end on a scramble. So, again, I'm not concerned with where we are from a statistical standpoint at this point. The only stat I care about is winning the game, and that's what we're going to try to do on Sunday.
You've talked a great deal about gap integrity. How big a deal is that, or do you think y'all got that fixed?
Well, it's always a work in progress, right? And that's this league. It's an improvement league. But we have improved dramatically, really, from where we started the season. And I think you saw some of that the last game. You know, we had a huge 3rd and 1 stop, which was a run. We had a huge 4th and 1 stop, which was a run. And I think that bodes well for our defense and shows that they're gaining confidence in their ability to stop the run.
Brandon.
Anthony, I wanted to ask you about the rookie Ross Blacklock, and what did you see from him on tape in this past game, and also your cornerback rookie in John Reed, and how his role might be evolving as the season goes on.
Yeah. Well, Ross, like I've talked about continually every week, he just continues to develop, and you see him gain more confidence each and every game. He had a nice tackle, was almost a TFL, didn't quite get him in the backfield, but had a nice tackle where he went down the line and split a double team, put some pressure on the quarterback one time and got him to flush him out of the pocket. So you see he's starting to gain confidence. Like John Grenard, he still makes some mistakes, all right, that you got to live through as they continue to grow and improve, and that'll happen, John Reed, just like all these 3 rookies that I've talked about, you know, Blacklock, Grenard, and him, he is another ball guy. So we're trying to find ways to get him on the field. There are some veterans who are playing good ball, so that's not always the easiest task. But he has a trait, and one of those traits is his ability to blitz. All right, so we're trying to use him in situations where we can put him out there and get him after the quarterback. And obviously, because he can also cover, now it puts the offense in conflict about what he's going to do. So we're just trying to find ways to get him on the field because we do think he has a very good skill set.
And then also, I just wanted to ask you about the defensive line. How would you assess their performance so far?
Oh, man. So I talked to those guys this morning, and I told them, I go, if any of you guys were on a Little League or a Pop Warner team, okay, and the father, right, and the father was coaching and their son was on the team, that dad was always the hardest on their kid, right? And that's kind of how I am with them. So when you ask me that question, are they doing well? They're doing okay, all right? But I have extremely high expectations, and I'm going to continue to push those guys, and they can always, always do better. So we're just going to try to get a little bit better every day and grow, but they are doing a good job.
Cody Stoots.
Anthony, how much do you think the potential return of Bradley Roby could help stabilize what you guys do at cornerback? And I know he got in there late in the game, and maybe it was Vernon got dinged up, and that's why he got in there. But is there a chance Keon Crossan could maybe be a factor for you guys at corner the rest of the season?
Yeah, I was, obviously getting Roby back, it helps. Certainly, he's a playmaker in this league. He's made plays in this league in the past, so getting him back certainly does help boost the defense. I was very, what's the word I'm looking for? I was extremely pleased with what Keon did when he went out there. He wasn't scared. He showed an ability to burst and speed and cover one-on-one and then trigger and make tackles. So I have confidence in all those guys. I know we have issues like every defense in the league has issues, but those guys continue to play hard with me, and they're hard for me, and they're only getting better. And hopefully we catch some of these balls that they're throwing to us, and we get the statistics to back it up.
John?
Anthony, you know from experience what the weather can be like and how it can affect the game. What forecast are you guys looking at right now for game time, and how can that, say, make it even tougher knowing how much they want to run the ball?
Yeah. Well, right now, all right, again, your weather app may be different than mine, but I'm hearing there's about a 90% chance of rain. Okay, which obviously, you get there and you get by the lake and the wind's blowing. You saw I don't know, the Vegas game. I mean, there wasn't many balls thrown at all. So it's going to be a ground and pound type of football game, which, defensively kind of simplifies the game for you a little bit. You put some extra long cleats on, you dig your heels in the dirt, and you do everything you can to try to stop the run. We know they're committed to it. We've improved in recent weeks, and we know what we have to do. But I think if it is like that, if it's raining and it's windy and the game becomes one-dimensional, I tend to think it helps the defense. And as long as you can bow up and you take the challenge on, you can stop the run and try to get them to throw the ball into a windy stadium.
Anthony, is it more difficult when you got two different backs? Chubb's back and he's healthy and really excited to play again. And what's that like for defense to have to worry about two guys and two styles?
Oh, man. It obviously poses a problem, right? Thank goodness there's only one ball and only one of them can have it at a time. But, the thing about those guys is that they don't play with them on the field where they're both on the field a bunch. All right. So you don't have to worry about that. And then they're both so dynamic. I don't really think it matters which one. They can all have game breaking plays at any particular time. So we just all got to continue to do our job, set the edge, build the wall, come downhill, and then make sure we tackle well.
All right. We have time for two more. Aaron Wilson.
Yeah, Anthony, you look at the linebackers. Did Zach take a step forward as a tackler? In the first half of the season, you guys were looking for more consistency from him as a tackler.
Yeah, Zach did, and our entire defense did. When we have 10 missed tackles or less, we tend to play pretty good defense, particularly in the run game. Whenever it gets above 10, it's been bad shape for us. And obviously, the two games against Jacksonville, we tackled well versus Green Bay, and we just got to continue to do that moving forward. So this is a scheme that, we faced a scheme essentially in Tennessee and then against Minnesota, and we all know what those results were. So I've challenged the group to make sure that we improve in that aspect. We got to try to limit them to 100 yards rushing. We know it's not going to be an easy task, but if we can do that, it certainly enhances our chances to win the ballgame.
As much as the run is an emphasis, Baker Mayfield has shown that he can beat people with his arm. What do you see from him? It seems that when he's on, he can be a streaky guy, and he can kind of get on a roll.
The thing you notice about Baker, particularly on tape, is he plays with a tremendous amount of moxie and confidence, and you could tell that the offense feeds off that. So whenever he gets it going and he's bouncing around, having fun, talking trash, that helps them. So we got to do everything we can to try to, push the pocket, collapse the pocket on him, knock some balls down and get him frustrated because, when he gets that swagger going, it could take him a long way.
Last one for Berman.
Anthony, some thoughts about integrating Whitney back in after he missed, and you still don't have Jacob. What are the issues surrounding all that?
It's a next man up mentality. No different than last week. Last week you go through, you get your third down plan in, then you realize two of the guys that were starting on third down aren't in the game anymore. So you just find a way to adjust it and make it work. And that's what we'll continue to do. So we'll integrate Whitney back. He'll be in his normal spots doing his job, trying to rush the passer and impact. And we're certainly thrilled to have him back. But every man has to step up if we're going to go on the road and try to win another game. And I expect those guys to do that.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem.